Hi everyone, welcome back to my next video. Today we're going to meet Crystal Banner and meet her and find out how she ended up out here and how she became a YouTube star and all kinds of things. It'll be a fun and interesting video. So Crystal, I begin nearly all my videos with, what in the world are you doing out here living in a van?
Well, it's actually an interesting story. I had no idea about van life. I was looking into tiny homes. I think several people have that same story.
Yes.
When I realized I could not afford a tiny home while still paying rent in Northern Virginia, just outside of DC, and watched everything possible on YouTube for tiny homes, YouTube started recommending van dwelling. And I'm like, what is that? So I look into that, and at some point within a month I found your channel and was blown away. It was like, oh my gosh, I could do this in the SUV I already own. And I did. I started August 27th of 2015 in the SUV that I owned, a 2000 GMC Jimmy. And in November 2015, I found my van for $800 on Craigslist, put some money into her, and haven't looked back.
Wow.
Have not looked back.
So how long were you in the SUV?
So it was an SUV from August 2015 through November. So just a little bit.
And how did that go?
It was good. It was awkward because I had never lived in a vehicle. I had never camped in a vehicle, so it was a lot of trial and error, a lot of redoing. I mean, I've redone the van many times too. I think that's a never-ending thing too. But it was good. When November showed up though, and it got cold in Northern Virginia, and I was still working at a public school system nonetheless, so I couldn't get on the road. I kept the van, fixed it up, but didn't sleep in it. I stayed with a friend for the winter. And then when spring came, early spring, like the 1st of April, I was out of her house and back in the van. So yeah, it was interesting trying to do it in the cold, and it didn't work for me. It's too cold there.
Yes, it really is.
Yeah.
It's hard in a van, in a cold environment, in an SUV.
Yeah.
So you stayed in Virginia in the van afterwards?
So I haven't hit the road until August 4th of 2017. So 2 years I was in the van while working my full-time job.
Stealth camping in a city, I assume?
Yeah, on street parking, on the street with all the other cars, and nobody thought twice of me, just another minivan on the street. Yeah.
And so you were, I would assume, able to save some money.
Yep, saved some money, and most of it went back into the van because she's old. She's 1996 Mercury Villager, so every little bit I saved seemed like something would happen, and I had to fix her. So I didn't have a nice nest egg, but I was at least able to fix my van, and you have to do that. It's your home,
right?
So you got to keep your home up.
And so are you retired then? Or?
I'm not retired. I am only 46, so I'm not old enough to retire yet. I have been supplementing my income with YouTube videos and a online t-shirt business, and working odd jobs here and there. So yeah.
And you're surviving so far?
I'm surviving because I can live on way less.
That's it.
So I don't need to make tons of money. I'm not paying rent anywhere. So yeah, I can survive on about $600 a month.
Well, there you go, folks. You know, a lot of you are wondering how you can possibly live this way. People say that I can't afford to travel and live in a van. Yep. How can you afford not to?
Exactly. Exactly.
And you probably have, on $600 a month, you're living as well as you did when you lived at home, paying rent.
Oh yeah, I'm actually eating more fresh fruits and vegetables because I don't have refrigeration. So every fruit and vegetable I buy, I actually eat. It doesn't go to waste like it did in Sticks and Bricks, where you tend to not eat it. And I'm healthier. You know, you're out more because you don't live in the van, you live out of it. You just kind of sleep in it. And so you walk more, you do more, you socialize more. You know, I'm somewhat of an introvert. So this is the most socialization I've ever done in my life.
You know, well, let's dwell on that a bit. A lot of people say that. They have more friends.
More friends.
Once they moved out of a house, into a van, became a hermit.
Yes. You know, you get those invitations when you live in Sticks and Bricks to go places, and you kind of teeter on going, but then you end up not going.
It's a hassle.
No, you don't. You don't go. But now I look, oh, somebody's meeting up somewhere, I'm going to go. And I drive and I go. Yeah. I've met more of my YouTube subscribers, and I plan to meet even more when I head back to the East Coast, because I do have a grown son and a granddaughter and daughter-in-law. I got to see them at least once or twice a year. But so I love meeting my subscribers. I just feel like I just came out of this shell, you know, but I can go back in it anytime I need to.
Right. So you can be an introvert and an extrovert at the same time.
I call myself an introvert with extrovert tendencies.
Yes.
Yes.
I think that describes most of us.
Yes.
Yeah, very much so. So, would you mind if we took a look around inside your rig?
No, I mean, it's hard to see because it's so small. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's you can come in.
Well, we have a couple of hours for a tour, so we'll take our time.
All right.
Now, the first question I ask nearly everyone is, how do you go to the bathroom?
How do I go to the bathroom? Well, here's my toilet. It's right here. And it's the Reliance Luggable Loo Top that
Oh, yeah.
everybody has on a 5-gallon bucket. It's dusty out here, but I do separate. So solids go in the back and urine goes in the front. And so I dump the jug, water a tree, and bag up the solids and take it into town and dump it. Simple as that.
You and tens of thousands of others.
Yep. Pretty simple. I learned early on that keeping stuff separated is the way to go.
Yes, very, very important.
Yes, very important.
For guys, it's pretty easy, but you
Yes.
ladies have a little more struggle with that.
Yes, the funnel seems to work fine. I haven't had an issue with it. It works. It just works. You just got to get a tall enough container so that when the funnel's in it, it's hitting in the right area. That's it.
So the tunnel goes down, obviously goes into a tube or a bottle.
Yeah, the funnel goes into just a Dollar Tree, and it's clean. Clean it every day. Just a Dollar Tree
Oh, yeah.
laundry detergent bug
Right.
jug. That's it. And it's tall enough, and the funnel sits high enough that it's right where it needs to be. So, yep, no
Right.
issues.
Okay, and then the second question everyone has to hear about,
Yep.
how do you shower?
So I go into town and I either pay for a shower. I let my gym membership to Planet Fitness go a long time ago because I was working at a school and there was locker rooms there because it was a middle school. So since being on the road in August, I haven't rejoined Planet Fitness, but that is my plan for next month, is to go back to the gym because I really need to be working out. I notice I'm starting to, cardio-wise, not feel so good. So yeah, I need to be working out. But yeah, I tend to wash up every single day in my van. Boil water and wash up, a good wash up. I'm not one of those bird baths. I like really scrub everywhere. So yeah, I do that. And then, you know, just go into town, pay the $8, take a shower.
So you extend the time between showers because
Yeah.
it's expensive.
Exactly.
But when you're ready for a shower, you go.
Yep, and it's usually laundry day and shower day at the same time.
Right.
Yep.
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 Okay, and then next we all want to know about your bed, how you've
Yep.
built your bed.
So my bed is very, very easy. Anyone can do it. So it is just a piece of plywood and 4 4x4s. That's it.
Yeah.
And so the plywood is 70 inches by 24 inches. Because I'm small, I don't need a big bed.
That is a narrow bed.
It's a narrow bed and it fits me just fine. I'm a side sleeper. So.
And what are you using for a mattress?
The mattress is a piece of foam from Home Depot that comes in 25 by 72. So it's a little bigger than my bed.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And it's I think a 2 or 3 inch foam. So I use that with a mattress topper, egg crate mattress topper folded in half. And that's enough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
most people find something like that works real well.
Plenty for me anyway.
And so cooking?
Cooking, yep, here's my cooktop. It's just a propane cooktop. And I'm finding that I'm using it more and more. So the buddy heater, the little teeny buddy heater that sits on top of these canisters is in the back. I haven't been using it. I use this for heat as well.
Right, which is what I do as well.
Yeah,
I use
it works perfectly fine. Yeah, so but this space is so small, that little buddy heater that sits on the propane, it just
too much.
3 minutes and I'm turning it off.
Right.
And there's no, in this, I use less propane because I can
Yes.
turn it down low.
Right.
The buddy heater is just on and off. There's no regulating.
Right.
So yeah, this I turn down the lowest and I keep a whole tank of propane. Has lasted me, you know, almost a week, this little canister.
Right.
Yeah.
And you can always warm some water and
Yep.
get a hot water bottle and put it in your feet. And
That's my next thing. I did, one of my lovely subscribers sent me a pack of these.
Mm-hmm.
The hot hands. And there were 10 in a pack. And so I have a piece of fleece here that I sewed up and I stick these down by my feet.
Oh, your feet are the hard part.
Yeah, once my feet are warm, I'm fine. So it stays down in there. It doesn't fall off the bed like it was before because I sewed the fleece up at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And so they stay down there and they last for 18 hours.
And you said earlier you didn't have refrigeration, no cooler.
I don't have refrigeration. I do have all my food in the inside here in the bookshelf. So I do eat fresh fruits and vegetables, and I, you know, a lot of quinoa, a lot of rice, that kind of stuff.
You too, I eat healthy.
Yes, I do. I don't eat too much processed food. No.
And solar, do you have electric?
I do not have solar, but I do have electric. I have a small bank of batteries behind my driver's seat, and they're 8 teeny weeny little batteries. run in series, and they charge off my alternator when I drive.
So he sets you up so you're charging off of your...
Off the alternator, yep.
And that's usually plenty good enough.
Yeah, just for a cell phone and tablet. I don't have, I have a laptop, but I go to Starbucks if I want to use my laptop or the library.
Right, you can get a lot of your electricity from going places.
Oh, yeah.
And like you said...
And occasionally if somebody turns on a generator, I can always plug in if I want.
And like you said, this is really, for a lot of us, a bedroom and a place in, when the weather's bad.
Yep. Because you hang out at the campfire, you walk around, you talk, you meet people. You don't hover in here unless you're having a day where you just need a day by yourself. Sometimes I do that.
Right.
Sometimes I spend a day watching Netflix all day.
Right.
I just need that day, and that's okay.
People ask me, can I get by with a tent? And my answer is, you're much better off with something you can spend your time in bad weather, when you need some alone time. And then spend your time outside in a tent or a tent room.
When the winds and the rains come, you don't really want to be battling in the tent.
Yeah, and they come.
They do.
So you got a really well organized and set up back here.
This is all my storage. This is my extra pantry stuff, all down, all the way, and this goes all the way to the floor. There are some canned goods in here just in case I get to a point where money's lean and I gotta eat. So there are some canned goods, soups and stuff in there, and beans. I use Dr. Bronner's soap, so everything is biodegradable. Quinoa's in there. But, some crafting stuff. These are all the scarves I wear on my hair. Paper towels, just stuff you have to have.
This is just the things of life.
You gotta have. Laundry bag is back here, and I do have a Road Pro someone gave me, which I'm anxious to test out.
I love those things. They work really, really well.
And I don't know if you've heard of a Hot Logic, but I got one of those from a subscriber. And I'm really anxious to test this out.
I'm not familiar with it.
It's a Hot Logic. It pretty much is like the Road Pro. You cook inside.
I have heard of that.
Yep, you cook inside of a glass Pyrex dish.
I have heard of these. And it's 12 volt, plugs into your cigarette lighter?
It actually does not 12 volt. It is standard 110.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I will have to get a inverter.
But you can still plug that into your cigarette lighter.
Yep.
Nice. Yeah, nice. Very organized.
I try to keep it organized. I'm a pretty neat person, so I think, I've been neat all my life, and that's not going to change just because I'm living in a vehicle.
We all find that you have to be organized or you lose it. You can't find it again.
You're right.
Very frustrating.
Yeah, it is very frustrating. It's like every van has a little bit of a black hole in it.
Right.
And there are a couple things that I have still yet to find, and I have emptied out this van, and I still have not run across those items. So I'm assuming it just rolled out of the van, or it went into the black hole.
Right.
I feel like there is a black hole somewhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Thank you. She's home. I love her.
Lots of nice touches that say you.
That say
this
me.
is me.
Exactly. I collect frogs, so I have little frogs hanging everywhere. I've got frogs all across my dashboard that people give me. You don't want to turn down gifts. I just let people know to give me small things, little teeny things. And sometimes things have to come out if something else comes in. And I do get rid of stuff. I'm a firm believer in purging. I've never been one to hoard stuff or keep stuff. I grew up with family that does that, and I didn't like that. I have family that paid for years for storage units, and I couldn't understand why. You store it and you never see it again, and that's money you throw away every single month. And I couldn't fathom that. So I've always been a purger or get rid of person. But
so can I stick my head in there? And
of course, I would love for you to take a look inside there.
Oh, the nice
lights on in there if you want. I've got some.
This should do.
Okay.
Nice boxes there of organization. Yep. What kind of? Oh, those are a shelf unit of some kind.
So this was a thrift shop find for like $6. I found this bookshelf, and it's a very lightweight bookshelf. It weighs all of 4 pounds maybe.
And water. Here's your water.
Yes,
and,
I have a sink. Yep.
That's how you. Yeah.
Yep.
You just have a 5-gallon bucket there. It drains into.
It drains into, and I water a tree because, like I said, everything's biodegradable. My soaps are all biodegradable or handmade soaps that I buy along the road or wherever.
Your front seat looks a little bit odd to me. What's going on there?
So I decided that I needed more room. So I turned the front seat around because it was space I needed to access at night. And when I close up at night, this curtain just comes behind my backpacks like this. And then this one comes over here and clips to it. so I can access all the stuff sitting in this seat. My electronics bag, my crafting bag.
And these blankets kind of turned it into a tent.
These are Harbor Freight blankets. These are my favorite. This helps, quote unquote, insulate me.
Yes.
So I just close up there, and it goes all the way across, and it's nice and dark.
That is brilliant. And that's a bungee cord?
It's just a bungee cord. I sewed a hem and I put it on a bungee, and so it just slides back and forth.
Okay, well, thanks so much. You've done a great job.
Thank you.
Really, really great job making yourself a very pleasant, comfortable home.
Yeah, I like it. It's perfect for me. It's a joy to live this way, and I love it.
And you know, the odd thing is, after all these videos, I'll get people will write me and say, "Oh, I feel so sorry for them, and I pity them. They're living this horrible way."
Every time I tell somebody I live in my vehicle, I hear the same thing.
Right. And so you disagree.
I disagree. I'm not down and out. I'm not destitute. I'm not homeless. I am houseless by choice.
You've made a choice to live the way you want to live.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah, I agree completely. Well, Crystal, how can people find you on YouTube?
You can find me on YouTube by typing in Crystal Vanner or The Nomadic Natural. I come up on both, but Crystal Vanner will do it. And it's 2 N's, V-A-N-N-E-R. And I'm on Instagram as Crystal Vanner. I'm on Twitter as Vanner Crystal. And I'm on Facebook as Crystal Vanner.
Okay, good.
Yep.
Good. And if anyone's coming to the RTR, they can see you there.
Oh my gosh, come say hi.
Okay, good.
By all means, come say
Good.
hi.
Well, thanks so much, Crystal, and we'll talk to you later.
All right, thank you. Bye.
Folks, I'm glad you listened and you watched this video. I hope you got something out of it. If you did,